If there's one thing I've learned from being a financial advisor and talking to people about money, it's that there's a lot of love out there for premium bonds.
And finally tonight, long before Euro Millions and the National Lottery, premium bonds were making Britain's dreams come true.
But do they justify the attention they get? Are they worth the hype? And should you be holding your money in premium bonds? More than 24 million of us have chosen to put our money into premium bonds, making it by far the most popular and successful savings product in the UK. There's over 123 billion in premium bonds now. But what are they? Premium bonds are essentially a savings product provided by National Savings and Investments, which is a government-backed bank and the only one of its kind in the UK. And from as little as £25 a month, you can become an owner of premium bonds, and you can hold up to a maximum of £50,000 as an individual. And rather than paying out a set rate of interest like a traditional savings account, every £1 worth of bonds that you own is your ticket into the monthly prize draw, meaning that every month you could win prizes from £25 all the way through to £1 million. And as an added bonus, the prizes are completely tax-free. Now, premium bonds are nothing new.
Premium bonds are like a kind of, what is it? Like an old-fashioned lottery, isn't it? Is that right?
They've been around for over 60 years following their launch in 1956. The then Chancellor of the Exchequer, Harold Macmillan, was looking for a way to stabilise the economy and manage inflation coming out the back of World War II. To help promote a culture of saving amongst the public, Macmillan's vision was to combine financial stability and security with the excitement of potential prize winnings. And whilst the scheme had its critics, it's clearly gone on to be a big success. The allure of winning it big has been a draw for millions of savers. Part of the reason for such public interest around premium bonds also stems from the innovative computer system used to generate the winning bond numbers. The Electronic Random Number Indicator equipment, or ERNI as it's better known, has also become a bit of a cult figure in itself. But what are your chances of actually winning on the premium bonds? And do they present good value? Well, firstly, let's look at the odds of winning. NS&I advertise what they call their annual prize fund rate, and as of March 2024, this is set at 4.4%, which is slightly down from the 4.65% it has been recently. Although if we look back at the trend over times when we've had lower interest rates, the annual prize fund rate has been a lot lower. By purchasing premium bonds, in the background you're essentially lending your money to the UK government, and many people interpret that 4.4% prize rate as the interest they'll get for holding premium bonds, with the added benefit of having the chance at a big prize. But the reality is that this is just the mean average prize pot to the number of players. It's a little bit like saying if you sell 1 million lottery tickets at £1 a ticket and then pay out that £1 million prize to one player, that the average prize per player is £1. Well, clearly this is an extreme example, but it makes the point that in order for NS&I to pay out very few bondholders with large prizes, many other bondholders need to win absolutely nothing. With £1,000 held in premium bonds, over the course of a year, if you have average luck, you should expect to win absolutely nothing. And even with the maximum £50,000 invested, the equivalent prize rate actually works out at about 3.9%. £50,000 invested in these bonds gives you about a 1 in a million chance of winning the £1 million prize. NS&I themselves quote the chances of winning a prize at their monthly prize draw at 1 in 21,000 for each bond that you hold. But with a range of different prizes and so much in the way of probability here, it's an incredibly difficult maths problem to work out what you might win with average luck and whether bonds present good value on that basis. Luckily, national hero Martin Lewis and his team at Money Saving Expert have created a calculator that I'll link to in the description that helps narrow in on the probability around premium bond wins. With this calculator, you can enter how much you'll hold in premium bonds and how long you'll hold them for. The results will then show you what you might expect to receive with average luck, but it also crucially addresses two other points that are important when weighing up whether premium bonds are right for you. Firstly, tax. As mentioned, any prize you receive from holding premium bonds is completely tax-free. And for many years now, cash savings really hadn't been paying that much in the way of interest. So interest being tax-free was less of a significant point. But as we've seen interest rates rise, many people may now be liable to income tax on their savings interest. Let's say you have the maximum £50,000 held in premium bonds. If you get average luck and walk away with £1,950 in prizes over a 12-month period, you would already be over your personal savings allowance and potentially liable to tax. We all start with a personal savings allowance of £1,000 per year, but if you're a higher rate taxpayer, this will be cut in half to £500, and for high earners paying additional rate tax, they'll lose this allowance completely. So if you're a basic rate taxpayer holding around £19,800 or more in cash savings outside of ISAs, you're already probably using up your personal savings allowance. And for higher rate taxpayers, any more than around £9,800 and you're going to be straight into income tax on your interest. For additional rate taxpayers, you'll be there straight away. And if you're taking a 40% or even 45% hit to your interest, that's going to potentially weight more in favour of the tax-free prizes that are available with premium bonds. That said, the vast majority of savers will be able to use their ISA allowances to help shelter their interest from tax. So we're probably really only talking about high earners with large amounts of cash outside of ISAs that are going to see the main benefit from the tax-free element to the prizes. And secondly, with the Money Saving Expert calculator, we also get a comparison with other savings accounts and the impact of inflation. Because it's all very well to say that with average luck in premium bonds, you might get around 3 to 4% net rate of return. But how does that compare to the interest rates that are available on the most competitive easy access accounts in the market today? As of March 2024, you can certainly get more from a top-paying easy access savings account than you can get with average luck from the premium bonds. And whilst the differences in annual rates might seem small, over time that difference compounds and can start to make a big difference. People often talk about the NS&I Premium Bonds being government-backed. Well, the maximum that you can hold as an individual in premium bonds is £50,000, and with the FSCS protection limit of £85,000 per banking institution, yes, it is a slight benefit that these are government-backed, but it's not a major selling point for me. And although interest rates may feel high now relative to what they have been really since 2008, what good is money other than in exchange for goods and services? The real threat to your money is inflation, and realistically, you'll need to do better than average luck if you're going to keep pace with inflation when holding premium bonds. For any money that you intend to spend later down the line, say 5 years plus into the future, your best chance of combating inflation will be investing. And yes, you will have to put up with some ups and downs in the value, but if we're looking to combat inflation and we look at the typical return for even a middle of the road, say 60% equity fund, that trend, the return that we've seen from that in the past, has outstripped inflation. Whereas with average luck on the premium bonds, you've got very little chance of doing so. And you might say, look, Andrew, I hear all of that. I understand. But premium bonds are meant to be a bit of fun. And what if I win the £1 million? Part of the draw for premium bonds is this psychology around winning.
Winning, winning, winning.
When you get a bit of interest on your savings account, you don't particularly class that as a win. It seems the return for you saving with that bank. But even a prize such as £25 from the premium bonds and that's something people might want to tell their friends about. And as a financial advisor, I hear plenty of stories and anecdotes about, oh, I'm always winning on the premium bonds, or my friend's always winning on the premium bonds. But without quantifying how much they've actually held and how long for, and what those prizes are as a return on what they've been holding there, really it's just that story of winning spreading around and creating more good feeling around premium bonds. Many people will feel that if they get a 3 to 4% return on their money with average luck, and if they've got that chance to strike it big with a lottery ticket and no risk of losing their money, they're happy with that. But to be clear, you will be getting less than the 4.4% headline rate with average luck, and your chances of winning the £1 million are astronomically small. For the majority of current premium bondholders right now, you are not getting the best return on your cash savings. It's just maths. And if we look at investment trends over the last 5, 10, 20 years or so, again, you're probably not getting the best return you could do on your money. We have said that for high earners with tons of cash sitting outside ISAs, there's definitely some merit to premium bonds. But where I see the bigger danger is I'll run into couples that have maybe the maximum holding in premium bonds, £50,000 each, £100,000 total, and yet they maybe only have 100,000, 200,000 in a pension pot invested. They might be in their 50s and 60s with a multi-decade retirement ahead of them, and they're going to let inflation eat away at the purchasing power of their money because of this addiction to premium bonds. That allure of winning is so pulling that it keeps many people away from what they should be doing, which is investing their money. But for all the criticism, I do like premium bonds. I love the fact that it's engaged more people into saving. And yes, it's probably not the best place for the majority of your money in the long term, but as a financial advisor, I encourage it often for the emergency fund, a cash reserve of say 6 to 12 months expenditure. It's easy access, it's tax-free, and you've got that chance, that outside chance, of winning it big. Thank you for watching. My name's Andrew. I'm a chartered financial planner based in the UK. If you're new to the channel, tap that subscribe button, and if you wouldn't mind pushing the like button, as it does help in pushing out the videos to a wider audience. What are your thoughts on premium bonds? Do you love them? Have you had some good wins in the past? And if you're going to be holding for the long term, here's hoping that you strike the million.